What's going on, people? All right, so here we are. Ade Gman Q&A. I don't know what's this number 4.
Three, I
Is it
think.
3?
I
3.
think
Okay.
3 or 4.
Yeah, I think it might be. We're gonna fly through these now. You guys have once again, thank you so much. I've sent in so many of your questions, and we're just gonna look and pick out some and answer them. All right, this one is coming from I think waffles are great. Some of the names on these things are incredible. All right,
Every
question.
time I see
Where
that name.
Yeah. Where in the world would you most like to visit that you haven't already been?
Oh, wow.
Um,
Do you know what?
ooh, go on.
Florida.
Okay. Have I been Florida before? I have. I have been Florida. Why Florida? Out of interest. Like, what's it?
I really
What's
want to see the Keys. I want to see the Miami Keys or the Florida Keys.
okay? I'm about to say Miami Keys. I'm about to say that's the wrong place.
No, Florida Keys. I don't know
Okay,
what it
me.
is about that. It just looks amazing.
No, no. Okay, yeah. No, it does. It's funny because as a kid, America was like the dream. Like
Yeah.
anywhere in America, because the TV is like, oh my God, I need to get to America. I need to get to America. And I've obviously been lucky enough to have gone quite a few times in the last sort of 4 or 5 years. But I still love America. America's incredible. I would say Bali. Like for me, I haven't been to
Oh
Bali.
yeah.
And I like the idea of just, I don't know what it is. Like, I've seen people's Instagrams and I know IG isn't real, but I've seen that and I'm like, my God, I want to go Bali. So Bali would probably be my number one. Bali or Singapore, somewhere in Asia, I think would be my number one.
Oh yeah, like Japan or somewhere like that because it
Somewhere
just looks
like that,
wild.
yeah.
It's
You know what it is?
wild.
Just something so completely different from where we are. I know Florida is different from the UK, but ultimately, it's still an English-speaking country. I'd like to go somewhere a bit different. Uh,
That's interesting. So you did the first one, so I'm gonna get to pick the second one. Bear in mind, we are picking these just at random. So I like this one here from Seaman King Productions 2156. He says, what's your first boxing memory? First boxing venue you watched a live pro fight at? First pay-per-view you bought or streamed for free?
I don't stream for free. I don't do that kind of stuff.
No, of course not. Of course
No,
not.
no, no. Never in my life
Um,
have I even done that.
God, no. How dare anyone assume I would do that? Jesus. My first boxing memory is a weird one, right? My first boxing memory is the build-up. So Sky in Ireland was very rare. Sky Sports, Sky in general, right? In Ireland was
Mm.
very rare up until the mid 2000s. Where I am here, we were one of the first homes, like in our area, to get Sky, and this was right at the time when Tyson was getting ready to fight Lennox Lewis.
Okay.
And I just remember I was mad into football back then. So obviously Sky Sports, everything. All I would look at was football, but obviously that came on. So it was just like, right, Tyson Lewis, what's going on here? And I remember someone saying Tyson will knock Lennox Lewis out in 3 rounds. I was
Mm.
what, 7. So I was thinking, oh, so Mike Tyson's going to win. I'm being shocked when I heard Lennox Lewis won. What the? Obviously now I know, but that's one of the earliest memories I have. And
Yeah.
first
For me,
venue,
it's funny. Memory-wise, for me, it's the same person, Tyson. And it was Tyson
yes.
Bruno, 1987. I was
Oh, you
6.
told me about that as well, I think.
Yeah, that's my first one. I remember it. I remember it like it was yesterday. And that was my first one. I remember the referee, Richard Still, again. He was like, work and get out, work and get out. That was his
Yeah.
thing, like work and get out, work and get out. And I remember that and I'm thinking, geez, this is a big fight. All the big stars ringside. Obviously, as a kid, I didn't know who they were, but watching the fight back, you see like Jack Nicholson ringside, the big,
Yeah, the big
proper Hollywood
names.
stars, not the guys now, like proper Hollywood icons. So, yeah. First pay-per-view that I bought.
I
God.
don't I don't no, I didn't buy I didn't buy Mayweather De La Hoya.
That
I
no,
think the
Hatton
first
Mayweather. Hatton Mayweather was probably
I
my
didn't buy
first
that.
one that I bought.
I didn't I not that I watched it for free. I didn't. I was only a kid. I just watched the highlights. I want to say it might have been Hey Klitschko. Because I remember
Okay.
I was a big David Hay fan.
Yeah.
I was a huge David Hay fan, and I was convinced he'd be Klitschko. And for my sins, I bought that because that was not compelling viewing.
Yeah. David Hay was such a showman. Oh
Oh, I
God.
loved
Give me
that.
David
I
Hay
was
over
the biggest.
99% of these heavyweights now.
I was the biggest David Hay fanboy because I was about 16, 17 when he was having his run. About 16. So for me, I was like, that's the guy I want to be. David Hay, because he just had that cockiness.
It was
Everyone loved him.
fantastic. So arrogant. The way he chased
Oh man,
Vladimir Klitschko around, it was just perfect. And then he lost.
and
All
then he
right.
lost.
I've got a question here from Freya J. De Angelis. Guys, just nice, easy names would be perfect. Tom123 would be wonderful. I love the show, guys. I think your work is amazing. My question is, how did your friends react when both of you got big at your respective times?
Oh wow,
Um,
that's a good question.
how did my friends react?
Can I tell
I
you a
think
funny
for me,
story?
on you first.
Well, my best friend is a big boxing fan, and I kind of kept my channel very private because I don't know why I just did up until I got to about 2,000 subs, and I didn't tell him. I did a review, and you got to remember, I kind of was selective of if I go on camera, if I wouldn't at one stage. Remember, I used to put the clips of me driving around Ireland, and I got a video of my best friend shadowboxing one day, and I said, I'm going to put that just for fun in one of these clips that I would put in the background. And it was after Callum Smith fought John Ryder. He went to look for highlights. My video was 6 minutes. He assumed it was highlights. He clicked on it and he just goes, well, that voice sounds familiar. What the fuck am I doing on YouTube? Why am I shadowboxing?
That's a crazy story.
Yeah,
Wait,
he texted
okay.
me
So
straight
wait,
away.
what's a number then? I'm always fascinated by what's like a number where you feel like you've done it in YouTube. Like, what's the subscriber number?
I started really being open with it when I got to 5K with a lot of my
Okay,
friends. I'm
and
like,
that's when
oh,
people started knowing who you were, or
no, a lot of my close friends wouldn't really be big boxing fans. They watch the big fights, but they wouldn't watch like myself. Well, they watch me and you now. I mean, they've sent me clips of our show, people watching
Mm,
it, like friends back home. But I think at the time, no, 5K, I felt like, right, that's enough that I can talk about YouTube and I can be like, all right, look, I'm doing something. 5,000 isn't
yeah,
something to laugh at. So that's when I
yeah.
started being more open with it.
I think to answer that question from my perspective, I think my friends now still find it a bit strange, especially when we're out and someone says like a photo or like we'll start asking questions. And even I find that I'm still not used to that at all.
Oh,
Like
I
when people
can't,
say photo and I'm like, huh? And they
I'll
Ade,
never get
like
used to it.
even the other day, some guy was with his wife and kids, and they're clearly in a rush. And I sort of he saw me. This was in central London, and he saw me. He's like, oh my god! And he ran across the road, leaving his wife and kids. I was like, this is so strange for me. But my friends just find it. They either find it exciting that they know someone that's on TV doing some of the big shows, or some of them find it a bit like, dude, is that not weird? And I'm like, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. But no, it's a good space to be. But it is still a bit strange when people
It
stop you
is.
like on the
I,
train and the bus and whatever, or
I've
people
had that
double
a few
think like,
times.
"Yo, is that nah?" And I can see
Yeah,
them literally in their head thinking that cannot be you. And I'm
yeah.
like, it is me.
They give you that
It
long
is me.
stare, and you're like, "Go on, just say it." Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go on,
that
you.
was a great question. That was a great question. Right, this one I love because I love a few fantasy matchups. Sombrero Hero 8793. Again with the great names. Who do you reckon would win a fantasy matchup? And this is a hard pick for me because I like both of them, and it'd be an epic fight. Bivol versus Calzaghe. Love the pod, by the way. Ooh,
Oh shit.
Bivol
That's two
Calzaghe.
movers. That is two. Are you not? No one has ever mentioned that. No one's
And
ever
Calzaghe
mentioned that
is
as.
a moving southpaw who throws loads of punches. That's a nightmare.
Whew,
I don't know.
damn. I'm gonna go Bivol.
I will as well because
At
Calzaghe only has two
175, I'm gonna
fights at
go Bivol.
175.
Yeah.
Yeah, only two fights at
175 Bivol.
175, and Hopkins and Jones. Now I'm going to go Bivol. Bivol's my guy.
Yeah, Bivol. I'm gonna go Bivol at 175, but
I
only
love
because it's that.
Calzaghe. I
Yeah,
love
but
Calzaghe.
Calzaghe's work rate could be a problem because he doesn't stop. But Bivol is fit and punches and bunches, different angles as well. But at 175, and by the way, I don't even know if Bivol's bigger than Calzaghe, by the way, because Bivol's not the biggest 175,
No, he's
to be
not.
honest with you. But oh man. How do you go against the guy that's never been beaten?
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
Against the guy that has been beaten. Although I didn't think he lost to Beterbiev, but it's a whole different video.
I don't think.
That's a great matchup.
I think someone like Dimitri Bivol is. I think when you get to these elite levels, the mindset is just so I can't be beat, even if I am beat. That I don't think it
Mm,
even comes into their minds. I think that's where lesser fighters would crumble against someone who's undefeated. Oh, how do I beat him? I don't think I think someone like Bivol would just look at that and think, no, I'm going to beat him anyway. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. That's look, honestly, great matchup. Great matchup. All right.
Epic fight.
This one. This is from Mayor Adam West. Hey guys, wondering your thoughts on this WBC Grand Prix. It's underway. Have you watched any? What are you expecting? I haven't seen any of it. I know it got underway today. A good friend of mine is out there. Well, a couple of good friends out there. Barry Jones is out there. Barack's out there as well, covering it. It's more prospecty. Like I have to be honest with you,
Yeah.
maybe I'm a bit snobby when it comes to, but I do like to see the prospects, but I almost want to see them get to a certain level before I'm really invested in them. Unless they're like a great Olympian or a great sort of amateur star. I will check it out. Obviously, it's on the zone. I probably am going to flick over to it, but I haven't paid too much attention. If I'm being brutally honest, I haven't paid too much attention to it.
I have to say I'm the same. I've kind of I've known it's there. I know what's going on. Big up to Barry Jones and Barack every time. But
Mm,
look, I'll watch it. I'll go on the zone. We finish up here. I'll have a look. But
yeah.
I did see some of the names, and it was just in the nicest way. It was just like, okay, right. I might flick on if there's nothing much else on. But I'm not losing. I'm not crazy excited over it. Put it like that.
Yeah, it's almost too much, if I'm honest with you. Like, when the Contender was going on, they tried to compare it to
Oh
Contender, and
God,
let's
yeah,
know that
Jesus.
was a show in-house, all staying together, personalities, Sylvester Stallone, Sugar Ray Leonard. This isn't it. So it's hard for me to get invested in guys that I don't really know. Um,
Yeah.
and that's what it is. All I'm seeing is a bunch of names, and I have no idea who they are. Boxing needs to get back to kind of building stars as opposed to just giving us this. Like the Contender built these guys, and we knew they were household names in America and over here. This isn't the same.
No, this is complete. And I think no matter what they do in this, they probably won't make a star out of this. I don't think they will.
Mm.
That's just
I
me.
hope you're
Maybe
wrong, but you're probably right. All right, go on. Question.
I've got Scotty skipping, and he says, "How would you see a Dubois versus AJ rematch going?" I was surprised AJ didn't jump straight back in. To be fair, um, well, without going into too much detail, we recently watched the Joshua Dubois fight, and
Mhm.
I think it would go quite similar to the first one. And
Well,
I'm not
I've got to
surprised.
back my boy. I'm sorry, I'm backing my boy. He does a lot better this time around.
Does he
I
win
think he
though?
does a lot better. No, he doesn't. No.
There you go.
He doesn't. It's a young man's game. He does a young man's game, and right now it's Dubois' time, and that's okay. Everyone gets their time. AJ's had a fantastic run, 10 years of just incredible fights, up and down, all over the world, whatever, whatever. It's Dubois' time now.
Are we
What's Dubois?
surprised he didn't?
26, 25, 26?
26, I think he's
Mm.
27 in September, or thereabouts. But he says, "Are we surprised AJ didn't jump back in?" I'm not too surprised, to be honest with you. I'm not. I think after that, he was like, all right, all roads lead to Tyson Fury.
Yeah, same. I'm not surprised either. The rematches that AJ has had, you can kind of see a path to especially in the first Ruiz fight. You're like, okay, we need to sort this out.
That's it.
The Usyk one, you kind of got to go in there again, and he didn't get obliterated by Usyk. He wasn't knocked
Exactly.
down several times. This fight, he was knocked down what 3 or 4 times, hurt on several occasions. Only your ego would say, okay, we're gonna go straight again. We're gonna go in there against a guy that knocked me down 4 times and took my bloody head off. So I
I think
think it's a smart move not to do it.
if Joshua was younger, maybe the inexperience of youth, he might have just said, "Oh, the hell with it, I'll jump straight back in." But I think Joshua's wily. He knows, all right, look, it's not my time. I wasn't even competitive in it. Let's go and get that Fury fight. That's what he always
Yeah,
wanted.
yeah, and you got to know like where you are. You've got to know, like Joshua shared 5.5 rounds with him, or whatever it was. He would know that okay, this kid's a bit too fast, too strong for me now. Who knows? Anything can happen in the next sort of 12 to 18 months. But for now, save yourself for another day. All right, next one. This is from WBA Mitch. If you could do a round table, gloves are off style, past or present, who would you choose? Firstly, obviously, I think a couple of weeks ago we did like a face-off question. So
Yeah,
I'm now 4 or 5 people around the table.
I I know it's physically not possible, but if we
Yeah.
could bring them back, I would love Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Ken Norton, and Larry Holmes.
Okay.
Do you ever see the movie When We Were Kings?
Yeah.
Imagine them in a modern studio, all there face to face, just a bit like when they did the super middleweights with Steve Collins, Roy Jones, and Joe Calzaghe, like that, because they were epic.
Yeah. See, that would be mine. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I would go to a time when I have the middleweights from the UK, so Ben Eubank and James Toney, Roy Jones, all around the table. You know what? Imagine the personality mix in that room.
Oh
Like,
my God.
oh
That
God,
was,
dude, that would be like, I'm not joking.
holy
No one
shit,
could
man.
host it, and they would be
No,
fighting in 5 minutes.
no, literally. I mean, it would be, you would just like a match to a powder keg. That would be bang. There
Yeah, it
would
would.
be tables being flipped, chairs thrown. It'd be
Oh
like
my
some,
God,
you would literally think this is WWE. Like this is like Monday Night
it would
Raw
be,
Attitude Era.
it would be sensational. Honestly, sensational. All right, you got the next one.
I do, from Rick Sunak. As
Hmm.
Eggington is fighting this Sunday, do you reckon he is underappreciated? He's my favorite fighter of recent times. He can box quite well, just loves a scrap. His fight against Yukito was one of the most brutal fights I've seen live. He's had so many brilliant fights. That's a great question.
You know
Do we
what?
underappreciate Sam Eggington?
Maybe, maybe.
Maybe.
I think because he got to a certain level, I feel like
He
people,
won a
he
European
never
title.
really got to that world level, did he? It was all like all fun fights, always a war. And I think we do appreciate that type of guy that just brings, like, whatever happens on Sunday,
Oh yeah.
Sam's going to entertain you. Like, it's just one of those things. You're going to get entertained unless he gets chinned early. You're going to get a 10-round war, and I feel like we should appreciate those type of fighters.
I
Give me
remember he
that
got
over a boxing match sometimes. Give me that. Give me a war sometimes over a boxing match.
Remember, he did get chinned early once, and we still remember that fight. I think it was on I think it was on Amir Khan's undercard years ago. He got chinned in like two
Wasn't that
rounds.
the African guy from
Yeah,
Tanzania that never got
yeah.
called back again? Yeah.
No, literally, they never called it back because he was meant to
Uh,
fight. I remember this. He was meant to fight Brandon Rios on Joshua's undercard, and they were
yeah.
like, "Just have a run out, and you'll be." And then he gets chinned in 2 rounds.
Jesus. Got
And who would
chinned.
have thought? And imagine he's come back from all that still. Chinned in
Mm.
2 rounds. He's lost. He's lost 9 times, I think, and yet everyone wants to see Sam Eggington again.
No,
He's
they do.
we do
Sam's a great
underappreciate
guy.
him, and he
Sam's
is.
a great
He's
guy.
cool. He's so cool.
Um, 2 secs. Let's see where we are. I think I've answered that one before. Okay, I think we've answered most of them. Let me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go. This is one that I won't answer. Let's see. How does it feel to have to play nice towards Frank Warren since the two of you were Matchroom cheerleaders? Bet they won't answer this one. Had to play nice to Frank Warren. The funny thing is about that with regards to, and I can answer it because obviously I work with Frank. You can only go on how someone treats you.
Mm-hmm.
And the times that I have been around Frank, I didn't really, obviously I'd been to Queensbury press conferences before as
Mm-hmm.
a media member, but via Riyadh season, I've got to know Frank a bit more, a bit better. So nice with me. Took me out for dinner a couple of weeks ago. Obviously now Queensbury in the zone. So nice. So again, you hear horror stories and this and that. I would only always go on how someone treats me. And my interaction with Frank in the last nearly 2 years has been proper, like zero, like proper. So I don't get all this Queensbury versus Matchroom. I'm a boxing fan. All I
Mm-hmm.
care about is fights. I don't care about promotions, and like you get the PBC fanboys. Oh,
Oh
PBC
yeah,
fight. No.
everyone sucks
Just
with
give
them.
me fights. I don't care about the promoters.
Yeah, my interactions with Frank Warren have been very limited. I've been to a few Queensbury shows. They've given us free drink. When I say drink, free bottles of water, a few snacks here and there. They don't have
Yeah.
to. And other than that, I've never had the interactions, not yet anyway, that you've had with him. But the same with Eddie Hearn and the same with all of them. Like I've only seen them just at
Wait,
events
so are
doing
you
media
are
work.
you a Matchroom cheerleader, G-Man? I never had you as a Matchroom cheerleader.
Oh yeah, big matchroom cheerleader, can't you tell? No,
Jesus
I
Christ! Someone needs to go on your channel because you're certainly not. You're certainly not a Matchroom cheerleader.
yeah, big matchroom cheerleader. No, Eddie Hearn. I've been in Eddie Hearn's presence many times, and
Mm.
he's acknowledged me. If nothing else, I'm like, well, look, I'm a YouTuber with 20 something thousand subs. Like, you don't have to, but thank you for doing it. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a ridiculous question, El Terrible. _1985. Bet they won't answer this one. All right, last couple very quickly. This one from Jason Grove says, who should AJ actually fight?
Tyson Fury?
Actually.
Oh, actually fight.
Yeah, I feel like Tyson Fury is now unrealistically.
Dylan White.
Dylan White.
Dylan White. We talked about that, I think, last week. Yeah. It's don't even sell it as a comeback fight. Not rehabilitation, just heavyweight beef 10 years later. Boom. O2 Arena.
Yeah, agreed. There's not much else out there, is it, at the moment? Really, that kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Michael Walsh, 5984. What's next for Caballel? World title
fight in Germany, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
That's me giving you guys news that isn't out there yet, so don't say I don't do anything. A fight in Germany against... Well, I ain't got a clue who he fights. Honestly, I don't have a clue. Like, I'll tell you what would be a good fight, but it's Hrgovic would be a good fight.
It'd be an epic fight.
That'd be a good fight. Hrgovic with a full camp. But I don't know how long Hrgovic is going to have to take off now after that one. I mean, this guy literally looked like he was going to be taken out with a stretcher. He was literally fighting for oxygen. So, and Caballel wants to fight soon. So it has to be someone that, is ready to go now. So I don't know.
Who is there that's ready to go now, though? If you think about it, because is Caballel going to want to have he's had 3 back-to-back really tough opponents. Like, literally, he was probably the underdog in all 3 of those fights.
Yeah.
Do you not think he deserves maybe I'm gonna say Otto Berlin. I'm just I know
that's a massive drop down. That is a massive drop down. Like you're Otto Berlin.
No, do you know who I just thought of? Murat Gassiev. That would be an all right. Gassiev,
that's not the worst, actually. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. And Gassiev's a smallish heavyweight, and so is Caballel. Again, it's a drop down, but when you're ranked number 4, everything's going to be a drop down. Unless you get AJ or Fury, everything's going to be a drop down.
Everyone is beneath you who's not the top 3, essentially. So you're cutting some slack on that one.
Yeah, no, agreed. All right, last one. This is from Raj M Bucket 632. Does Dalton Smith have what it takes to not only become world champion, but have a reign at the weight? He's my favorite fighter right now.
Oh, well, he definitely has the skill to become world champion. I don't think me and you would doubt that. But to reign, guys like Shakur, Tank maybe coming up from lightweight, it's going to get tough. Like, if he's talking about reigning, as in, like, essentially what kind of a reign? Are you talking like a Triple G reign? You're not going to do that. But Canelo maybe for how long? Because he could hold that title.
A reign's impossible. You're being kind. You're being nice. You're being nice here now, G-Man, which disappoints me. I mean, you mentioned the guys at 135. Look, he's got to deal with the guys at 140. I mean, no one is holding the belt for long at 140. No one. No one. Teofimo Lopez is the only guy to do it. Everyone is like throwing away belts like they're hot potatoes. I mean, good luck to him fighting the likes of Richardson Hitchens. Even Sabril Matias, who's got a win back. Liam Parrow, who isn't a world champion. I mean, there are guys out there that are frightening that don't have belts. So he'll win one. I think he can beat Alberto Puello, but maybe that is British biased again, just assuming that our guy is the best. Puello just beat Sandor Martin. Exactly. Sandor Martin's a problem. He's a very good gatekeeper at 140 pounds. So
a lot of people
no given he can be a champion.
A lot of people felt he beat Tio. So there you go. I mean, that says it all.
Yeah, his 140 division is very, very busy. And as you say, there are guys like Keyshawn Davis is no doubt going to land at 140 very soon. Keyshawn Davis will have 1 or 2 more fights. He's got De Los Santos in June. Or July. June, isn't it? Yeah. One more, and then he's gone to 140. Oh yeah, he will be there. Who would you make, Keyshawn or Dalton? Who's favorite? If they
Keyshawn every day.
Keyshawn. There you go. So no one's reigning. So just let's win one, and then we'll see what happens after he wins one. Because winning one's going to be tough enough, let alone having it for several fights. It just doesn't seem to happen in boxing that much anymore.
Very unlikely nowadays you're going to get that, unless someone is avoided. Unless more so either the fighter just doesn't want to do it, doesn't want to fight anybody, or he's avoided like Triple G. It's not going to happen.
No, indeed. G-Man, thank you very much. From Ireland. We got this
from
job done.
Ireland.
When are you back to the sunny shores of London?
Well, don't diss London's weather, because as soon as I got off the plane, it's sunny, but it's freezing. Like London's made a wimp out of me because it's warmer in London.
Kind of
It's
got
much warmer.
yeah. G-Man wears t-shirts in the winter though, so for him now, this is suntan weather right now in
It's the
London.
suntan
This
weather.
is
I'm
this is
like,
sun
holy
this
shit,
is
this is
suntan.
epic.
Yeah,
I'm back on
get the
May the
shorts on and
6th.
get the barbecue fired up. It's summer.
Exactly. No, I'm back on May the 6th, and I can't wait to
Okay.
get back.
Okay, cool.
I can't wait
So
to
he's
get
not
back.
here for Ben Eubank. Incredible. How can he miss
Well,
such a thing? He moved to London to be a part of big fight weeks. The biggest fight week is next week, and he's not here for it.
you.
How does that make any sense? Make it make sense, G-Man. Make it make sense.
No, it don't make sense. But I wanted to come home and see some people here. But I
No,
will
that
be
makes
back for
sense.
all the other big fight weeks.
No. Family first, everything else second. So
Exactly.
Good choice. Thank you to everyone for getting your questions in. We try to answer as many as possible. One of these, obviously, this is a members only thing. We are going to do a Q&A, which will go on the normal channel as well. A lot of you guys asked that, and it is a bit unfair because a lot of you guys chuck in questions, and unless you're a member, you won't even see the answers to your questions. So you got two options: become a member or wait for the big one on the non-members channel. But for now, from Ade, from G-Man, we'll see you in another one.
See you.